Wow. Okay. Lawlers, welcome back to another gameplay commentary. We're rocking Kassadin in the mid lane against an Annie. This is going to be kind of a gameplay for Dummies edition here. What we like to do on the channel is just try and come up with a very basic game plan and run that through in a PvP game so you guys get an idea if you're just picking up a champ and don't really have like hundreds of games on them, how you can still be successful and enjoy some wins early on. So into an Annie, and generally with Kassadin, we're going to be playing fairly conservatively. We're going to be putting a few more points in our queue specifically in these AP matchups to start, just to help mitigate some of that damage. And then obviously maxing out the E after we get a few points in that. If this was a Yasuo lane, for example, Yasuo is a top lane right now on the enemy team, we'd be maxing out our E first, just 1 point in the queue. Game plan is we have a few tankish people on this team with Mundo and Hecarim, and then Blitz for some pull. So we're really just going to be annoying. We're going to play the lane safe. Level 6, we'll be able to start to do some stuff to Annie, hopefully. Before then, we're really just going to try and not push the wave. Just try and kind of hold it a little bit closer to our side of the map here, so we don't really risk any ganks. And then, yeah, just kind of play towards level 6. And then once we get level 6, if Annie uses her ultimate on somebody, that's when we'll look to really try and trade into her aggressively. So in terms of the items that we're going to build, we're going to take a look at the shop here. There's a new item I actually want to try on Kassadin. I forget what it's called, but it's supposed to be pretty good at preventing burst. So this is a perfect spot for the wave, so we're just going to try and last hit now as much as we can. And yeah, just pretty much just play safe. If she comes in like that, I'll pop her with a few Qs, but realistically, like, I'm not going to poke her out of lane as Kassadin here. I have my door and shield and my Fleet Footwork. If you're a beginner on Kassadin, I'd recommend you do a little bit more of a Fleet Footwork door and shield in your first few games. It's just a lot more forgiving. You can take a lot of poke and just stay in lane still and just kind of scale up. So here, I could be doing a better job of using my Qs. I kind of want to push this wave now and get it to reset, so didn't quite get it under there. We're going to have to push a little bit harder unless she pushes. The good thing is she's out of mana, so I can kind of let this actually come back into me, and then if we get a gank, perfect. If not, it's all good. She's not really pushing it here. I'm just waiting to see where Olaf is. Okay, Olaf is top, so I can actually push this out now. Or try to, anyway. So I'm just saving my E for when the next wave collapses, and I'm going to use it on as many minions as I can. Olaf could be coming mid here, and he still doesn't have any mana, so here we're just going to E, and then try and shove this on. Now she has a little bit of mana. If Olaf comes, I'm in trouble. I don't really want to have to burn flash yet. Might have to here, just so that I don't get stunned and killed. So, see, that's the position you don't want to get into as Kassadin kind of frozen on that side of the map, because you're very vulnerable pre-level 6. You don't really have any mobility. Okay, so Crown of the Shattered Queen, that's the item that we're building into here. So we're going to build into that. You can see we're playing fairly safe. Burn your flash if you need to stay alive early game. You want to make sure you're on map getting XP and gold so that you scale up. The worst thing to do as Kassadin is to not scale, right? That's kind of your win condition. So just try and stay alive. You can see here we have 27 CS to her 32, 33. It's not great. We could be doing a little bit of a better job here, but game plan is stay alive to level 6, and then level 6 start to see if we can find some opportunities to kill her, wiggle in some kills. And in kind of late game, it's really just going to be around finding priority targets to try and kill. So she wants to try and shove this and then recall. I'm hopefully not going to let her do that here. So I'm just trying to keep this wave somewhere around this area here. See, we're just kind of poking her to keep her interested in the lane a little bit. She's going to try and recall here. I'm not going to let her. I hope that Olaf doesn't gank. He knows we don't have flash, so that's the scary part of this. Also hoping to get level 6. Okay, if we can just keep her here, right? This is exactly where I want to freeze it again now. So we're just going to try and keep her here. Nothing crazy. If we spike level 6, we'll try and see if we can make a play. But, yeah, her burst is good. So I have to do this. Almost got them. So I'm getting a lot of attention. I have TP, so I can TP in back here, no problem. I don't think they'll be able to push that in before I can come back and get the cannon. But just playing again safe, you can see these guys are really hunting me right now. They really want me, so I'm gonna just come in over here. Hopefully grab this minion. Nice. And then a huge part of playing Kassadin is also understanding the jungle and mid matchup. You can see here, like, of course Annie's getting help, but if I was their jungler, I'd also be ganking mid. Because it's a Kassadin, because you have an Annie, you know, that's some pretty good solid CC stun and gank assist, so it's a really smart lane to gank. So we're just playing around that. We're kind of expecting that he's going to be here. So now that Annie doesn't have a level 6, this is what I mean, kind of looking for those windows when you can go in. So because she doesn't have level 6 now, as soon as she comes to lane, I'm going to R onto her face, and auto WQ, and then follow up with ease if I need to. So it's really good if I can keep this lane kind of more towards my side of the map, so I have that flexibility to R in on her. So here she comes. It's kind of a big wave right now, so I might thin this just a little bit. There you go. So that's all we're looking for here. She comes back in on us, we'll do another R in on her face. And another Q, hopefully. There we go. And that's kind of how you start to whittle down your opponents in the mid lane, right? So, but we have to wait for her to not have ult to do this. So now I gotta try and put a ward on Dragon. I'm gonna pick up this plant and get a little bit of health. I'm assuming that her ultimate will be up kind of every minute, 20 seconds early on. So she's probably gonna have it at around 8 minutes or less. And that means that Olaf's probably gonna roll through and try and do something again here. So I'm just waiting for her to step up here, and then I'll do my auto WEQ combo kind of thing. So here we'll actually lead it with the Q so we can prevent that damage. If you're into AP matchups, you can R in and then Q and then keep going in your combo. That's sometimes the better way to do it. So here again, R in Q, and then if she runs away, we'll just back off. I don't want to take too much minion aggro. Olaf isn't showing bot. Okay, there he is bot now, so now we know he's here. I'm going to head towards bot and see if I can get him, but nobody's following, so I have to kind of respect his pathing here. Pretty bad pathing, but I guess they stopped to get scuttle, so it's all good. And see the Fleet Footwork is really helping me stay alive in lane right now. She definitely has ult up now, so the only way I R in now is if she drops ult or the stun like that. So now I'll R in. And just do a little combo like that, try and stop as much damage in return that I can. And then just again play around her, oh my gosh, I missed that. Play around her ultimate. So that's pretty good. I have 900 gold. That wave's kind of shoved in. It'll rebound back to me. So I'm going to just recall here. Olaf's kind of just finished off his blue, so I'm worried he's going to come up and try and gank through mid. So we'll just go pick up a few items here. Building some more AP so our trades hurt a little bit harder. But so far in this lane, we haven't really done anything crazy, right? Like just very basic farming. We got some runes and some items set up to help us sustain a little bit easier. We've been poking with Q when it's you know applicable, R'ing in, doing our short little trades on her when we know she doesn't have ult or stun, and then just avoiding ganks. Like we've actually had a lot of gank pressure this game that we've had to avoid. So we've done a good job of staying alive. She definitely has ultimate now. I don't think she can burn me out. So I'll just do my quick little combo, but then again you can see Olaf is here, right? You always have to try and keep your eye on where the jungler is. I don't know if she'll flash to try and kill me here. She's definitely just going to keep holding her stun though until Olaf leaves the area. So when she uses her stun, that's when I'll know Olaf is out of the area. Okay, so here we're just going to wait for her Q to come back up. Then we'll jump in and do the RQ combo on her. Again, it doesn't seem like a lot of damage, but as you're playing into some of these matchups, you have to understand what type of combos are going to slowly whittle them down so you can kill them, right? So you have some kill pressure. So I'm going to come up to mid here and join this fight. I don't think Hecarim's going to survive long enough here, to be honest, and then I'm going to probably die here. Okay, that's great. Great play by Hecarim. He stayed alive. I was actually surprised on our damage output, considering we only have 2 amplifying tubes, so that was pretty decent. Here I'm going to R in again and try and Q her. It's a really solid trade against these AP matchups to R in and then Q, because you're going to avoid any kind of return damage. So here she, what was thinking about flash R'ing and killing her because she was low enough, and then she dropped her stun. But we'll just try and shove this out now. So you can use your R on the minions. You can see we're maxing out our E next here. I think we might be able to get one plate here, and then we can come back to lane with our R pretty effectively. So I'm going to see if I can greed for one plate. We have enough minions, I think it's worth it. Perfect. So we'll just kind of R away. This guy's still camping us mid for some reason. I'm just going to R a little bit further away so I can recall without having to have my animation cancelled by a Q or something. Don't have TP, so we're going to have to R back into lane. We have enough for our Shattered Queen Crown. We're going to get the Tear of the Goddess next and start stacking that up. So I actually haven't played too many Kassadin games with this item, actually any Kassadin games with this item, so you guys are along for the ride here as I kind of see how this feels. Normally you build Everfrost before this item came out, but this gives you some health, a lot of ability haste, a lot of mana, ability power obviously, and then the big thing here with the Safeguard passive, reducing incoming champion damage by 75% for 1.5 seconds after taking damage with a 40-second cooldown. So ideally that means that we dodge out in a bunch of bursts from this Annie, so it actually should be a pretty easy matchup. So you see here, I'm just gonna kind of R in and Q. Okay, so I mean, like, we still did take damage, but she didn't use ult, so I'm kind of wanting to see how much we can avoid in her full combo. Gonna shove this out now actually. See if I can make a play bot lane here. Looks like there was some action going on, so I'm gonna run towards bot, put a ward to cover my tracks in case she falls and I'll all in her. But we're just gonna take a look to see what's going on here with our Hecarim. I'll kind of hang out right here. Okay, no action. No bites. Dragon's coming up though, so I imagine Olaf will be coming through that jungle soon, and we do have it warded. My safeguard's back up, so now I'm gonna try and come in here. You can see that damage is actually very decent. I'm gonna have to R away from this just to make sure I don't die. So her damage is pretty good too, actually. So the safeguard passive is nice. It definitely gives me a bit of chunkiness. I don't know if we can kill her right now until she burns that stun. Gonna have to play kind of safe here. I wonder if she'll flash Q me. So guys, when you're in these positions again, it's better just to play safe. We have our fleet, which is going to get us back up in health, and our Dorn shields. It's better just to play a little bit safer. Don't do anything crazy. You can see we've got Olaf on the top, still hovering towards mid-side probably. Just getting that Skull Crab, and then he's likely going to try and come and gank us. So I'm going to air towards bot side here. Pretty simple stuff. Just keeping an eye on the jungler. Something you got to do as Kassadin. Just have to always kind of keep an eye on where the jungler is. Still could be top side here. Again, kind of a dangerous position for me to have this lane in. If she flash Qs me, I might be donezo. But she's not leaving, which means Olaf is either sitting in the bush above me or about to start that Rift Herald. So I'm just going to ping to him that he's there. If I was Annie, I would have recalled long ago. Okay, unfortunate. We tried it. Now she's going to recall. Can't believe how many of those cannons I've missed. Unfortunate. Okay, let's go see if he's doing it. Is he on it? Nope, there he is. So I'm going to start to stack up my R if I can. The top side here. You want to look for those little rooms to wiggle. Okay, beautiful. So we got a little double kill there. A little bit of a KS, obviously, with our R, but it's something that you want to do as Kassadin. If you scale up, you use the gold pretty well. I mean, everybody on the team scales pretty good here. Mundo scales pretty good. Of course, we didn't want Blitzcrank to get it, so probably still best that we pick that up. And we'll build into Archangel Staff next. I think our bot lane's having some trouble, but it's fine. It's actually just really the person that we were scared about popping off against us was the Annie, because hard CC is the worst thing for Kassadin. So if we can just avoid her getting a bunch of kills and then start one-shotting us when we go in, really we'll have our way with this game. So because we have some pretty good mobility now, we're really going to start to play aggressive in this lane. If Annie gives us an opportunity to go in and kill her, I'm definitely going to try it. But if not, I just want to start shoving these waves out and then like trying to impact other lanes, either going bot or top. I think bot's going to be a pretty prime candidate here. These guys seem to be playing pretty aggressive. So I'm just waiting for my R to come back down off cooldown, and now I'll R towards them, just so it doesn't use up all my mana. Okay, so this guy's actually behind me here, so I'm going to use my... Beautiful. So we're pretty strong now, the fact that we can just 1v1 an Olaf with full buffs. I'm a little bit worried where Annie is. There she is. So these guys need to draw out her ult so I can ult in. Really hoping that they do that. Okay, so that's, again, just playing safe. There's no point in me trying to swag on her there, really, if I'm just trying to play for scaling. Killing her there really doesn't do anything for me personally. It's not like there's a dragon that's about to come up. And we have kind of a bounty that I don't want to give away. So it's a little bit safer just to play around that. So you can see her ult is definitely not one-shot enough, so I feel very confident now in our ability to go in on her, even if she's holding ult and stun. That was a very interesting hook. I still think that we can go in on this. Okay, now we can. Stun's probably up. Kind of see if anybody follows up here. I want to be the last one in. That was a weird flash. I don't know how I didn't get that kill there. Auto W. The W damage didn't seem to want to go through. These guys will take mid and all the far mid, so I'll actually just back and start side laning now, I think, at this point in the game. Got enough money to buy some stuff. Actually, just TP to hold this tower, I think, here. I feel confident I can win this fight here, as long as Ezreal doesn't show up. Maybe not. Okay. Wow, that was an interesting... Interesting fight. I'm very surprised that 0-6 Leona can do that to me as a super fed Kassadin. That was really weird, actually. Almost gave away that bounty there. I actually have to be careful of Ezreal ult here. That'll kill me. I don't have TP either, so that was a really bad fight, I'd say, before Dragon to take, because now I'm one-shottable. I really don't want to ever be one-shottable as Kassadin. There is a plant there, but I feel like I'm going to get baited into taking it. Let's see if I can get this. If I can get this plant, then we'll be okay. Okay, it's another KS. You want to look for those. I think I can 1v1 this guy, but I'm not 100%. This is going to be bad. I need to run. I need to run right now. I mean, we're taking him away from Dragon, which is great, but... yeah, close calls. That's where you want to try and, again, fiddle around as Kassadin. You're not really looking to team fight too hard as this guy, as opposed to coming in from like side angles, pincering people, or 1v1ing people in the side lane when you're ahead. That's really more of what you want to do, and then come and clean up fights after with your R and your E's. Really tough to kind of frontline or play a team fight straight up as a Kassadin. So here, again, we're going to be looking for an opportunity to maybe look for a low health target and kind of assassinate them here. So we know Leona's probably going to be warding this this red buff, so I'm just going to be coming in here. If Ezreal's alone, we'll definitely go in on him. Unfortunate that there's a red buff. Okay, and game over, right? So guys, like, hopefully that's a quick example. We popped off there. We'll check the damage charts in a second. Okay, so 6-0-1, pretty standard, straightforward Kassadin game there. Didn't do anything too crazy, just looked for opportunities to ult in, played smart in lane, didn't feed, and then understood the jungle matchup to know what was kind of dangerous to us in that early to mid game to stop us from kind of scaling up and getting our golden items. Second highest gold on the team, 6-0, and then if we check the graphs here for damage, second highest damage on the team. third highest in the entire game, and definitely higher than our Annie, which still played well, considering she had a few ganks. A little bit easier for her though. But yeah, just kind of a Kassadin for Dummies game there. Didn't do anything special. You guys should be able to replicate this no problem. So give it a try and let me know how it goes.